Umineko no Naku koro ni! Oh boy, it's finally happening indeed. Aggressive seagull noises. I got a trophy for opening the configuration window? Alright. I know there's nothing you can really do to spoil someone for this game because it's too complicated. Even the anime was so complicated, I don't really remember what the fuck happened. I'm the bastard love child of Demon Bane and Lambda Delta wrapped up in the pelt of Arceus, and I exist across 10 dimensions with cruel intentions, blowing up your planets like you do my Twitter mentions. I know it's gonna be like a slow start, but you know what? I'm gonna have fun with it. I got plenty of weed and plenty of alcohol, so it's not like I'm gonna have a bad time. I know nothing about this game. I'm tempted to throw out fake spoilers, but I worry I might get something right. It could happen. I mean, sometimes the game just lies to you. Sometimes the spoiler is that something was a lie. Again, I've been putting this off for a long time. I've been saying for a long time I'll only do it if I could do it as a live stream. I don't want to get a bad experience with this game because I misunderstood it. I need people to help me move through the game. You know, if something gets me hung up, this game is like 150 fucking hours long. I don't even think I've played a normal game for that long. Do I expect to finish the whole game? Yes, but it will take a long time. I think the longer I do it, the more committed I am, the more people will come along for the journey. Even if I hate it, I'm going to play all of it, and I'm going to hate all of it, you know? But I think I'm going to like it. I liked the anime, and the anime wasn't even particularly good. It did not get to the part of the game that everybody likes. How much do I remember of the anime? I remember there's a little girl that goes, ooh! Alright, let's start this fucking game. I'm tired of listening to the seagulls cry. Give the people what they want! Legend of the Golden Witch. Welcome to Rokenjima. There is nothing to think too deeply about. Oh, really? This story is undoubtedly nothing more than fantasy. It could not possibly... God damn it, I didn't read that fast enough. Oh yeah, I'm gonna read this in English over the Japanese, so we'll just get both. Been indulging in alcohol again, haven't you? Oh, how did you know? The bottle is my friend. Kinzo, I love you. The bottle is my friend. Kinzo's the best. There are probably very few people who would associate the venomous color which filled the glass with an alcoholic beverage. I mean, yeah, I guess it's not the first color that comes to mind is venomous green. How much time do I have left? Let us illustrate it with the chess game here. Do you really need to just give him like a fucking counter, like a couple months, a couple years? What are we? The White King had already been castled and cornered, so that even an amateur could see that the match would reach its conclusion before too long. I don't know if I would... I might be a little too much of an amateur to recognize something like that. Ugh. These were less the words of a physician than they were the words of an old friend. I'm glad they explained the metaphor. Thank God, because I would not have understood. Because I have no idea if I've ever paid for your content despite having followed your shit on and off since that one Terra Online guide, Lamau. Thank you very much. Terra is one of the only games I've played 100+ hours of, as long as this game's gonna be. Oh. And apart from the division of the inheritance, what might I write of? Just literally write some shit, you know, maybe that fiction story you've been crinkling around in the old mind, you know, maybe it's actually really good, maybe we can make some residuals, you know, you won't get to see any money off of it, but alright. I'd want to see it one more time. I want to see Beatrice's smiling face one more time. Beatrice! Hey, yeah. Alright. Is this some fucking Calafina shit or something? Some Yuki Kajiura? I like this. Quick start yelling Beatrice to avoid copyright. I'm just fucking vibing to this chill ass tune. Come on, I'm tall enough already. In fact, it'd be easier to find clothes if I shrunk a little. I puffed my chest out proudly. How tall is he supposed to be? It's Japanese, so probably like 5'11". Until I hit my growth spurt, my height was below average in my class. Hey, me too. But I liked that. But then I grew and grew, and before I knew it, I was over 180 centimeters. Okay, so he's like pretty decently tall. I guess I have all that muscle training and those shady mail-order performance-enhancing drugs to thank for that. What? Wait, Battler was doing shady mail-order performance-enhancing drugs? That's a thing to just drop in there. Anyway, my name, Battler. Well, it's pretty damn weird, don't you think? Yeah. I've got to wonder what my parents were thinking when they gave me that name. They were thinking this one's gonna be in some battles. My name is written, and then there's the kanji. Oh boy, this is gonna get into some fucking kanji shit. Can you read it? No. Gary always do $2 says, first you say no, Then you get out of there. Battler is made up of the characters for fight and person, and it's pronounced battler. So he is a fight person. He's literally battler as in fight person. It's crazy enough that my parents decided to call me that, but it's even more crazy that some government worker let them make it official. Hey, there's motherfuckers out there named Optimus Prime and shit. Both groups are at the top of my must-kill list. Wait, his parents and the government worker are both at the top of his must-kill list. I don't know how seriously Battler takes his must-kill list, but his parents are at the top of it. Since the Ushiromiya cousins consist of 2 boys and 3 girls, I ended up playing with George all the time. Gay. And because I've always thought of him as a big brother, I still call him Aniki today. Gay. This portly and slightly chubby man is George Aniki's dad, Uncle Hideyoshi. He's nice to children. Pedophile. He speaks in an odd and very noticeable Kansai-style dialect, seemingly of his own creation. You gotta love that when, like, right off the bat, you've got characters speaking their own versions of dialects. Apparently, leaving an impression is everything in the business world. So speaking in a different style than other people is an act that makes him stick out more. However, I hear that he gets embarrassed when talking within earshot of a real Kansai person, so he switches back to standard Japanese. I know exactly what that's like. I'm sure Battler-kun's getting tired of it. This one reminds me of my fucking aunt. But, like, if my aunt was a broke ass, or I mean, if this woman was a broke ass, she'd be just like my aunt. Even so, George Aniki's family is interesting and fun, and they seem to get along just fine. Yeah, right. Damn, look at the rack on this. Who is she, like the bodyguard? I feel like I remember this chick. Oh, it's Battler's stepmom. Okay. God damn. Imagine trying to have such a hot stepmom. It sounds like a nightmare. Does he really have to take a magazine with him every time he needs to take a dump? Yes, absolutely, obviously. Oh, what on earth might he be doing with those? Oh, you don't need to worry about that at all. As long as we're together, I won't be letting him do that on his own. How do you handle this? Oh god, I guess that's how. Just full-blown jacking off about it. Oh, I'll have to get the juicy details later. What the fuck, Battler? What the fuck? Battler, why? What the fuck? Sounds like Dad's got his balls in an iron grip. This woman is my dad's wife. Her name is Ushiromiya Kirie. As you can probably tell from our conversation, she's not my real mother. I hope fucking so. As we were capitalizing on Dad being away in the bathroom to badmouth him, the man himself came back, wiping his hands with a handkerchief. Oh, look at this man. Look, Giovanni-looking ass motherfucker. I think that's good enough for now, Eva-ne-san. I'll make sure to stretch out his other ear later on. Okay. I must leave some pulling for you to do, Kirie-san. She's gonna jelk him. Make sure Kirie-san gives you lots and lots of jelking later on, or punishment later on, alright? After taking 2 or 3 steps back, Auntie Ava unleashed one of her beautiful high reverse roundhouse kicks, which stopped just a center. I'd like to see that. Centimeter away from the tip of Dad's nose. I never had a brother or sister myself, so when I see you 2 bickering with each other, it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. That's a cope. It sure is nice to have a big family and siblings. I want to kill myself. Oh, then why not consider making a little brother for George-kun? What the fuck? He's old. He's already a fine adult who's about to go off on his own, so it might be a good time to have another child. She's trying to knock up Battler's dad. She doesn't want to be the only old mom in the family. By the way, it took me a second to remember this is supposed to be an airport because it looks way more like a hospital. Like, what the fuck airport is this supposed to be? I guess it's for that tiny little island, right? Is this like when they've gotten to the island, or is this before they leave the island? Maybe it's just a tiny airport on a nearby island. I've never been to such a small airport. Well, you said it too last year. Didn't you say that it would be easier to fit into your schedule if we had it nearer Obon? God, this is the kind of obnoxious fucking argument I have to hear from every Gen Xer. By the way, I just have to say that Bird comes from a big family that has big family gatherings, and just the overall vibe is so... Like, I get it completely just because of the experiences I've had, you know, like the cousins, the aunts, everybody's seeing each other for the first time in a few years kind of thing, you know. Aniki entered a university and became an apprentice at Uncle Hideyoshi's company at the same time, studying both academics and how to become a business emperor in parallel. A business emperor. Definitely a way of thinking that's in this family. If it isn't Rosa-san! Maria-chan, long time no see. Oh no, it's these two. She says ooh after everything she says. I'm just letting you all know. I remember these two just being the absolute worst. I don't know if they have like a redeeming arc, because most of the characters do, but I remember these two being fucking terrible, at least in the anime. Even if we're keeping wait here for an hour, it's still much faster overall. Oh god, we're not going to experience the entire hour that they're in this place in real time, are we? Let's see, she turned 9 years old this year, didn't she?
9 years old!
Oh, this is not how a 9-year-old should be. This is not the reading level of a 9-year-old, definitely. Where's Maria on the neurodiversity chart? All the way in the new type. I don't know what her deal is. I don't know how much, I don't know where. Her brain is definitely messed up. Something's not right. Something's going wrong here. I guess you've gotten a bit too heavy to play airplane with. Damn, you are weak as fuck, George. You can't lift a 9-year-old to play airplane? She looks like she weighs fucking 50 pounds. The last time she met Battler, she was only 3. I'm surprised he wasn't about to, like, say something about, like, that girl's not gonna remember shit. She's clearly got something wrong with her mind. That ooh is probably the sound of her brain breaking, unable to understand the complicated explanation. She's just the way I remembered her being 6 years ago. Unintelligible. Seems that people just don't change that much after all. I don't think her brain's developed since she was 3. I'm a bit happy that she's still the pure, innocent girl I remember. No, you shouldn't be. It's a problem. Her feelings don't usually show up on her face, so it can be difficult to know just what she's thinking. But that's just how she looks on the outside. On the inside, she's just a sweet, normal girl. I don't know about that, Chief. Anyway, there's one thing about Auntie Rosa that's a relief compared to the other family members. The old bastard and Auntie Ava have this annoying urge to tease and mock people all the time. But even though she shares their blood, Auntie Rosa isn't like that at all. Oh boy, this is foreshadowing, I know. She has the most common sense among all the siblings. Battler's just so wrong about everything. This is your pilot, Kawabata. We'd like to thank you for taking New Tokyo Aviation's Flight 201 today. We estimate that the flight to Niijima Airport will take about 20 minutes. We are receiving reports of atmospheric turbulence. There might be some shaking of the aircraft, so we ask that you do not unfasten your seatbelts after takeoff. Aniki, did that guy just say we needed to wear seatbelts? In a jumbo jet, they let you undo them after takeoff, so it's gonna shake so much we can't take them off? Damn it, you tricked me. It is gonna shake after all. Where are the parachutes? I knew I shouldn't have taken the boat. This guy can't handle vehicles for some reason. Always yells about falling and sinking and stuff. You're a disgrace of a man, you are. Ah, shut up. That thing was seriously shaking way too much. As we arrived at the pier where the boat to the island was anchored, we saw a silhouette waving its hand. Georgie-san! It's been so freaking long! Yo, Jessica! What's this now? You're kidding me, you look like a woman now! What are these boobs? Even you managed to get a chest! Let me rub him. Let me! Jesus Christ, this fucking guy. Hey, screw you! I'm a blushing flower of 18. Just like hair grows out, so will other stuff. Okay. Think I got boobs just so you can go and rub them, loser? Did you remember to grow any actual muscle? Oof. Looks like it'd be a pretty even test of strength between my arms and your boobs, don't you think? I told you, my boobs aren't for you to feel up. Height says you're an adult, but what about your other places, huh? Stop it, idiot! No, I'll be ruined for marriage! Don't touch me in strange places! Who's it this time? It's an old lady with an apron. Oh yeah, that takes me back. I remember now. Remember her, Battler-kun? No, she's old. You can never forget Kumasawa Bachan. You haven't gotten younger, have you? Oh, lately my skin has been getting all smooth and silky. And look, hasn't my chest gotten even bigger as well? What the fuck? Old bitch trying to get it on with Battler? Want to give it a rub? Oh, she's making fun of him, right? Oh, very funny. My breast rubbing is strictly limited to bouncy girls. Jesus Christ, Battler, please. Even I had some bouncy ones in my youth, you know. Now, please feel free to have a go. She's totally serious. Ugh, give me a break. It's chicks I'm looking for, damn it. Not grannies. You gotta give it to the G-MILF, dog. Look at her. I don't find a flaw. You're being a creepy pervert to my son. We need more anime gilfs. I am in agreement. There are some great ones, but more would be nice. Well, I'd rather not say it, but old Kumasawa Ba-chan may be past her prime as a servant, but she ain't past her prime as pussy. She might act as though she's in good health, but between her headaches and the lumbago, her body is wearing out. Wear that body out. To tell the truth, the very fact that she's working is impressive. I guess that she could work. Auntie Rosa showed her the souvenir bags she'd taken out of her suitcase. To think that she had remembered the promise that she had apparently made last year and faithfully brought it. This sort of thoughtfulness was just like Auntie Rosa. I guess Battler's never been thoughtful about anything. It seems like her only flaw is a tendency to slack off. Well, that's a pretty big one. Blows me away how you've just kept getting prettier, Jessica-chan. Oh, he's talking. Why is he? Hold on. Battler was one thing. Battler's dad is another fucking level of creepy. I mean, I don't even want to be like my parents. Because I got zero respect for him. Hey, fucking stone cold. Yeah, that's me. Hell no, don't you dare start taking after me. Your nose looking like mine already pisses me off. Damn, their noses aren't even that similar. Fuck. The captain said that since he lost the speed contest for the Ford fishing boat a long time ago, he became obsessed with modding. We're really getting the fucking backstory on this goddamn boat. I hope there's more. I hope we're gonna learn who he was fucking racing. I hope this is a setup for something later. That we're gonna find out who the fuck the captain lost in a race to that decided he had to get this fancy modded boat. High-speed boat. Battler must suffer. Hey, Battler, maybe you should just swim to the island. His dad is such a dick. Damn it, go ahead and laugh. One of these days I'm gonna find your weakness and I'll get back at you. Then your boobs will be mine to squish. Bro. George Aniki and Kumasawa Ba-chan brought us each. This is actually starting to make me feel weird. This is wobbling. Don't get me wrong, I didn't just run away from home or anything like that. The only one at fault here is my dad. I don't really blame Kirie-san. Being able to hold that old bastard's reins and ride him out is no mean feat. The fucking sexuality of that phrasing. The vast majority of the island is still just uncultivated forest. Such a waste, when it could be made into a nice golf course. Please no, Battler, stop. No golf. Come to think of it, I guess that means George Aniki, Jessica, Maria, and I are all wealthy, high-class gentlemen and ladies. Needless to say, none of us feel that way at all. I don't see myself as being rich, and George Aniki, who takes self-discipline very seriously, doesn't let himself get too comfortable. From the perspective of people in poverty who can't pay the bills, we're very lucky to even have the luxury of thinking this way. This isn't the place to explain any further, so I won't. I'm not going to get into a whole privilege rant here, or a whole capitalism thing, so I'll just stop myself before I get ahead of myself. I didn't ask to be born into a rich family, and I don't think it's something I should be hated for. Well, you know. It can be pretty trying when people are prejudiced against you just because you're rich and refuse to judge you by your merits. If I remember correctly, wasn't there a torii or something on top of a small crag around here? Oh, one of those Japanese red spirit gate things. Ooh, it's not good to fuck with those. Maybe they were washed away by the waves or something. What are you, fucking stupid, Battler? A huge lightning bolt fell one evening and smashed the shrine or some such. Well, that's fucking ominous. The fishermen whisper that it must undoubtedly be an ominous sign to have a thunderbolt fall upon our tutelary god. Yeah, I'd say so. Girls at Maria's age tend to be very impressionable. That girl's got the schizophrenia, dude. She's just about the age when many girls start to get excited about sixth senses and whether they have any psychic potential and stuff. No, that was you, Battler. There's nothing to be afraid of if we're together. I think that is exactly what you should be afraid of, Battler. Or George, I mean. Don't lie. That's what a liar says. The gilf sex ending is the canon ending. Is that a real ending? I gotta say, I'm enjoying this so far, but it is a bit exhausting to read so much. I can't hear the cries of the seagulls. Uh-oh. He can't hear Umineko no Naku koro ni.
Umineko?
Umineko? The birds? George Aniki really is amazing at taking care of kids. I think I remember Aniki taking good care of me as well when I was a brat 6 years ago. Childcare is a very respectable job of its own. It's not something you can do merely by liking children. He's a pedophile. As they reached the top of the stone steps, the people welcomed in by the rose garden voiced their appreciation one after another. But the flower's less lively this year. It must be because the summer wasn't warm enough. She really is one of my aunts. Just show up to a beautiful place, find something to bitch about fucking immediately. Yes, they are. In fact, I hear that Kirie-san attends to her rose every day and makes sure that it doesn't get nibbled at without her knowing it. What the fuck? Is she making a sex joke?
Eh?
Huh? I haven't heard anything like that. What's this? Yes, I do. Though with him, it's the rose that goes off after the insect, so it's really more like some nasty carnivorous plant. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, so that's what you mean. Come on, Rosa, can't you give that a rest for just today? I've put that sort of thing completely behind me. I wonder. After all, you are a womanizer on an almost genetic level. God damn, she got it out for him. No need to worry, Rosa-san. If a rose gives me too much trouble, I just chop it off at the root. Well, then it's not chop. You rip at the root. You don't chop at the root. That's all there was to it, but Maria seemed very concerned about there being only one unhealthy rose in a group of healthy roses. I get the feeling this is a metaphor that's going to be important. Yeah, that's right. It probably just bloomed all over the place, fulfilled its duty, and went to rest. You shouldn't get so worked up about it. He really is stuck on the rose as like a penis metaphor in the way he's talking about it. Judge Nissan has always been really understanding. Can't help but respect them. Yeah, I guess that's just his gift. We've got to learn some lessons from him. Man, they couldn't be setting him up to be more fucking suspicious by just constantly insisting what a good guy he is all the time. I don't remember what this kid's actual gender turns out to be. Furude Rika with $9.99 says, finally, Umineko. I know, right? Kanon-san. Could you perhaps give them a little more as a greeting? I can't. Because we are furniture. Jesus Christ. Him not wanting to tell his age was probably because he thought he would be looked down upon from it. I remember that when I was around his age, I hated being asked how old I was by adults. You're literally only 2 years older. I see, 16, huh? That's gotta be a delicate time. You just were that. I guess he's just projecting, right? Well, I doubt a girl like Jessica understands his fretful male heart. As his elder, even by just 2 years, who would lead him into adolescence, I took it upon myself to understand that. I feel like he might be barking up the wrong tree. Ha! As if your antics earlier could be written off just like that. I'll tell you all about it later, Kanon-kun. Battler is a laugh and a half. Gotta fall! I love that she's just bullying him with this the whole time. Kanon hung his head, slightly biting his lower lip. So that wasn't Battler's perspective there, right? That was just for us? Oh my god, we're almost in... Well, we're not even in the house itself. We're in this fucking side house. You will definitely not find another story as thorough in its approach as Umineko. The reason I have not played this game is because its reputation is being unfucking fathomably slow. But having said that, I don't mind that it's slow. This is exactly what I expected. I was grateful because now I wasn't going to be forced to share the same room with the old bastard for some bullshit reason like being family. Besides, I figured those two wouldn't be able to enjoy themselves with someone like me around. What's that creepy smile about? You're thinking about something dirty, aren't you? Something dirty? Of course not. Please, enjoy your stay. Ow! That hurts, you old bastard. Once again, Dad pulled my ears from behind. Cut the crap. I'm getting a stomachache and I'm not in the mood for this. You're the guest of honor this time around. You play as nice as possible with Dad and Aniki and the rest. And at the very least, pay attention to what you say in front of Dad, got it? Because wisecracks go over like a lead balloon with him. Jessica-chan, what's the mood of our family had been like lately? He's shut himself up in his study again, probably doing nothing but that weird black magic of his. Billionaires, man. From the stories Dad told me, the head of the family was a violent man who rained blows on his sons with his own fists, and even beat his daughters mercilessly with a wooden sword. Holy fucking shit. Badass. If he was such a staunch traditionalist with his kids, why wasn't he the same with their names? Because of that, even us grandkids have to suffer, man. He's really stuck on that shit. But George
ジョージ
Nissan, you've been the family darling since like forever because of your awesome grades, right? Grandfather treats us completely different. Like me, I've gotten slapped with a wooden sword. On my ass, my ass! On my maidenly naked ass! Well, you're the heiress of the head house, Jessica-chan. Fucking this guy. Huh? Thanks. It's alright, it's not gonna get pushed on you, Maria-chan. That feels like foreshadowing. I'm gonna bear that cross until my grave. That also sounds like foreshadowing. P with 199 says happy to be here. Happy to have you here. Happy to have everybody here. On this island Rokenjima with me, playing my Golden Witch games. Maria, don't be fooled. Anaki's still hiding something. Resume interrogation. Oh yeah, there's like a hot maid. I think that's what this is about. Shannon? Shannon. Ah, I remember that girl. She's still a servant now? How is she? She got big titty now. That's how she is. Steady pace. Yeah, I would say that is a pretty fucking fair description of the pacing. But you know, this is a lot better than that episode of Haruhi where they go to that island. That kind of sucked, actually. This kind of rules. I know we're still not even 2/3 of the way into the first anime episode, which is pretty funny because we've been going for 2.5 hours, and the first anime episode obviously is like 20 minutes long. So it's been interesting seeing how much wasn't missing from the anime. Part of the reason I still hadn't played this game is that I remember my friend Bakaraptor writing about it a few years ago, where he said his take on it after reading the whole thing was it could have been significantly cut down and nothing really valuable would be lost. If the anime had ever come to conclusion and actually gotten through the whole story, you would have gotten enough out of it to enjoy it as a story, regardless of whether it is actually like as fulfilling as the game. This was Bakaraptor's take. All of it feels so incredibly realistic to me, aside from I don't think in real life Cousin's gonna say something as direct as let me massage your boobs because they've grown so big. That was very anime. Rosa was always a conscientious woman. Probably because she was the youngest of 4, and by quite some distance. She managed to grow up without harboring the venomosity of her siblings. One big difference I feel like this has from the anime is I feel like I remember Rosa not seeming like a good person from the very beginning like this. Oh yes, you always were saying you get those headaches. Pull yourself together. I assume this is cluster headaches. One of my best friends from high school had cluster headaches. Fucking, it sucks. It's literally every single day you'll have like a paralyzingly awful headache that feels like you are going to die for hours, like up to, hours. Besides, Nasuhine-san, you're 3 years younger than me. Can't you pull yourself together? Jesus Christ, this bitch. Ava sometimes fails to choose her words carefully, but even though she hit it with a smile, her comments aimed at Natsuhi contained shards of obvious malice. Fucking shards? You just fucking stabbed her. I'm not talking about math or writing. You need to learn how to learn. Yes, this motherfucker gets it. You gotta learn how to learn. That is step 1. This is the best writing in the whole game so far. Never forget this man's advice. You really have to force her into becoming the successor. Women have to find their own happiness. Parents shouldn't be deciding that for their children, right? Okay, so that's why she's got it out for her. She wants her son to be in charge of the family. Seeing her face, Ava without hesitation started to giggle. What a fucking cunt. Excuse me, God. Damn! Oh, damn! She's the hot one. Wait, should I call her Shannon or Shannon? What do y'all think? It was obvious that Natsuhi was getting irritated. The ineptitude, you could just see that you feel the like chain of abuse, right? Like how it starts obviously at the top with the dad. We'll need a silver spoon at the very least before we can drink this. Sorry. My mom's oldest sister is literally exactly like Ava, but like the I don't have any money version. It's hilarious to me. Because Shannon-san and Kanan-kun are his seniors here at the mansion, and yet are inexperienced and have gone through much less in life than he has. He picks on them at every chance he gets. This is such an odd aside that we just like get her like thought dumping on this whole situation at this random moment. The heart has reasons that reason knows not. That's an important one. I feel, you know what, let's screen cap that too. It's another good piece of wisdom from this game. The heart has reasons that reason knows not. This is suddenly getting really dramatic. Never mind. Tension fully dispersed. Right back at you. Even after 6 years, you haven't changed a bit. Although your body's gotten gigantic, you're still a kid inside.
I'm a kid too! I'm a kid too!
Well, you aren't going to be a kid forever, are you, Maria? I mean, you're going to grow from being a kid to a cute young lady, aren't you? I think this is also foreshadowing. And when that happens, that flat as a board chest will be on Jessica's level, you know? Stop it, Battler. Fucking get laid outside of your family real quick, Battler, and then come back, please. When that happens, let me rub it up. Stop it! I'm not. Stop, Battler. Stop! I'm not reading that, please. Wow. Jessica had me surprised, but Shannon-chan, you've shocked me just as much. You've turned into a total beauty too, haven't you? I knew this would be his reaction. For the sake of my honor and justice, I'd like to point out that I don't suffer from some strange disease that makes my lymph nodes itch until I scratch my neck open, and which can only be prevented by rubbing breasts. It's just my Battler-style way of communicating. When a boy closes in on a girl like this, 9 times out of 10 they get slapped or clobbered, right? This is a Battler-sama original communication technique, aiming for a gag like that to break the ice. Oh, okay. He's just trying to break the ice by getting himself slapped for grabbing tits. Alright. Please hit me right now. At this rate, I'm seriously gonna touch them. You're in a room full of people, dude. Which is why I was glad that Jessica chose that time to drive her elbow into the back of my head. No, my bad, shut up, Chet. Looks like I got a little too absorbed in your hypnotic chest. No, more to the point, when someone gets that close, they've clearly got criminal intentions. Seriously, you gotta resist.
But you are an exalted guest,
Battler-sama. She's used to being used this way, is the read I'm getting on this.
That is furniture.
Man, that word must be a thing they are told. Definitely Epstein's Island. It looked like she was just as shy as she had been in the past, but I got the sense that she had become imbued with the charm befitting of a girl her age. Especially her breasts. Her breasts. Yeah, I mean, she's racked like fucking, she got that Sydney Sweeney bod. Yo. While it's not like they couldn't just take the kotatsu out, I still don't really know what all the green text means. There's been a number of them. Green text is translation notes, okay. Genji-san was a silent and diligent person. He was like grandfather's close aide or caregiver. In fact, you could even go so far as to say he was grandfather's right-hand man. Actually, it seems that he was by grandfather's side more than my late grandmother was. Okay. So far, none of them have been anything I didn't understand. Oh, fuck! It's your girl! It's your girl! Beatrice! In youth, obey your father. After marriage, your husband. After aging, your children. A leftover of the times when they used to say, women, no home in 3 worlds. I've never heard that. No home in 3 worlds. Oh shit, he's here. The aged master of the Ushiromiya head house, Ushiromiya Kinzo. They crucified that imbecile. Did he just say of Jesus Christ they crucified that imbecile? Molest me not. This motherfucker is losing his goddamn mind. Preserve the remainder in liquor. Will do. He'd be a great Moby Dick character, yeah. The inside of the study was filled with the mountainous library of outlandish books that Kinzo had amassed. They were bizarre old books, some banned, and every one of them either forbidden, cursed, or sealed. Oh. Of course, if one were to actually call them old books, Kinzo would fly into a rage and say something like this. Call them grimoires. They're not dolls, they're action figures. We have grown old, you and I. I forgot my age a long time ago. That I was permitted to live the life I have until today has been thanks to you, my lord. Very gay. George has none of what it takes to be a man. Battler is a fool who threw away the honor of the Ushiromiya family. And Maria is obscene to the eye. Maria is obscene right to the eye. Beatrice. After his almost deranged outburst of the past few minutes settled down, Kinzo regained his composure once more. Beatrice! Oh! Really keep coming back to this, man. They really wanted you to feel how fucking mad he has gone from Beatrice. Lunch started with the family head's seat still empty. The man who should have been sitting there was already old, and the brilliant glory which had rebuilt the Ushiromiya family in a single lifetime was slowly being forgotten. Nobody seemed to feel uncomfortable when the meal began, with that seat still empty. Yeah, fuck that old guy. Oh shit, what is this? Well, I guess even if their relationship was bad when they were children, sometimes when people grow up and go their separate ways, their relationship changes. Nah, they just become deeper tier. Do you think this is a good place to stop, or should I go a bit farther? Alright, we'll push a little further. However, during the Great Kanto earthquake in 1923, the mansion owned by the Ushiromiya main family in Odawara was flattened. The spinning mills in Tokyo were all burned down in a huge fire, and the Ushiromiya family lost most of its wealth and family members in an instant. Isn't that the fire that took out like half of all fucking film and anime that existed at that time? Grandfather used all of the family funds and everything from the hair on his head to his toenails as collateral to borrow a massive amount of money. Just like some crazy street performance. Yeah, that sounds like business. Buying an entire island is not something that you can ordinarily do today. However, Grandfather was clever. He contacted the GHQ and applied for the establishment of a marine resource base. He acquired this island as a business property and then reneged on it and claimed it as his own plot of land. Of course, it wasn't all luck. He was skilled with English, and this was cultivated by his Western obsession. Like an anime fan learning Japanese through anime. At some point, Grandfather began to make the research of black magic his life's work, filling his study up with suspicious books, chemicals, and magical items as he became increasingly bizarre. This is what it was like when I got into anime. They probably were just driven away, thinking, that's disturbing, I don't want to get involved. It's definitely like when I got into anime. You know what? I'm going to call it here. We'll come back and do the food at another time. This has been the first 4 hours of Umineko no Naku Koro ni. We have not even made it to the end of the first episode of the anime. The first 20-minute episode of anime did not even cover the first 4 hours of reading in this game. Pretty impressive how fucking long it is. So yeah, it's gonna take, we're just gonna be patient about it. You know, there's no sense trying to get through it as quickly as possible. It's gonna take as long as it's gonna take. What do I think so far? It is not as annoying how wordy it is as I thought it would be. There are certain times where it's like, okay, you just said that. It's interesting because there's a lot of people say show don't tell. This is show and tell again and show again. Make sure you really fucking know what's going on, but I kind of appreciate it because it's fucking huge. Like, there's so many characters, there's so many details. Bringing up certain stuff again does a good job of making sure you reinforce those certain details. Like, there's a lot being mentioned, so if something doesn't get mentioned 3 times and something else does, you really hone in on that 3 times thing. This translation's really well written. It's hard for me to know how much of that is just because the original is well written as well. You know, I don't have any problems with the writing, which is something I usually have a problem with, especially with translated stuff. So that's nice. It reads well. The voice acting is solid. I enjoy doing the voices. I kind of like how ridiculously detailed it is. You can constantly feel the sense of, well, that's probably going to be important. That's going to be important. That's going to be important. It doesn't close a lot of those little circles. You know, it really is just kind of fucking around and setting stuff up, but it feels so real. I found myself getting invested in the characters and their conversations just because I'm like, I've been here, I've done this. Particularly with family reunions, like, they feel like they last forever, right? Because like every interaction is kind of important or meaningful because it's like everyone who's there means something to you, and you don't see them all the time, so every single interaction is like your whole perspective on that person. So it is kind of important to go into this level of detail. Like when me and Bird talk about having just been like at a family event, we will talk about the interactions we had the way that Battler is talking about them in the moment, the way he's like analyzing what's happening is the conversation I would normally have after the fact, going back and like analyzing what we just saw. So I like that aspect of it. I don't mind the repetitiveness as much as I thought I would. It is incredibly slow, but again, I've gotten really wrapped up in like the fact that it feels so real. Kind of reminds me of like Twin Peaks a little bit. Best character so far. I mean, I guess the best is Kinzo, right? Kinzo's fucking absolutely nuts. I like Shannon's big titties. You should probably just stop the game so the intro doesn't keep playing. No! I want to hear the seagulls.